Hello boys, today we are going to see the structure of glucose in the pyranose and furanose forms along with the proof and some mechanism for that. So in the last class I gave you the simple tips how to remember structural formula of glucose. I'll write that again, and here I'm going to share the screen and let's begin with the structure of this. Here it is. Right? So we are, I think I have to record this session. What is going on? Okay. So that simple formula that I gave is something like this. So let me begin with the structure of the simple formula that I told you to remember. Now it comes like this. You remember this? So I told you to put the double bond over here and OH here. Only the third OH will be this. And then 3 OH going like this. If the keto group is in the second position here and 1 OH here, it becomes fructose and this becomes glucose. Right? So that was the general formula that was suggested among the two isomers. Now here, what is the pyranose and furanose forms? As you all know that we have established the structure of glucose as per the following details. There are about 6 reactions that we have seen, and I'll just tell you how these reactions are done. Okay, first reaction is the molecular formula, molecular weight determined as C6H12O6, right? And the second reaction is with regard to the oxidation, or let me just do it with the next establishment of okay. How do you establish this? You reacted with the oxime, right? C double bond O. It reacted with even NH2OH and phenyl hydrazine to give an oxime. That is the establishment of it. The third reaction is formation of pentaacetate. Formation of pentaacetate. Glucose forms pentaacetate, suggesting the presence of 5 OH groups. 5 OH groups. Even though you have 6 carbon atoms and 6 OH, but you get this 5 OH. Okay, so you have established the presence of the CHO, 5OH, and CH2OH. The fourth reaction we have seen is that of the oxidation, right? Oxidation. So we have used bromine water, Br2O, to convert it in CHO into COOH. So we saw how it was converted into aldonic acid. So this suggested the presence of CHO, aldehyde. Keto group is also there, but alpha hydrogen also is we are going to forget. The next one was the reduction reaction. I think we used sodium borohydride, and also we used what should I say, HI, hydrogen iodide in the presence of phosphorus. So we got what do we get from this? From this we get N-hexane. N-hexane, that is normal hexane. CH3, CH2 4 times, and then CH3. Note that this is not cyclic. Not cyclic. Okay, cyclohexane means it will come like this. So it is not cyclic structure. So that is the fifth reaction, and that is so far is enough for you to suggest the glucose as what. So N-hexane also suggests that there are 6 carbon atoms and also in the open chain structure. So these 5 reactions suggest a very good structure like this one. Okay, 5 reactions, and that is five reactions. Now, some tests do not give the open chain formula. Some tests do not support this open chain formula. For that, I told you that we have to look into the hemiacetal. I think I told you to remember this hemiacetal also. What is a hemiacetal? A carbon, you draw first carbon atom and then draw its 4 valency. You put one H there and you put one R there, and then you have to put OH and then OR dash. So you have a structure where you have hydroxyl group and where you have ester group also. Ester groups also. This structure, presence of hemiacetal structure, suggested the formation of ionomers. What is an ionomer? It's an isomer. And it converted alpha into beta. So we have seen in the last class. So far up to that, we have seen how. Now this presence of hemiacetal structure makes the rotation of this thing possible. What will happen will be the H will go here and OH will come here. So this 3 will remain the same. It's a flipping of hydrogen to the left and OH to the right side. Therefore, this will give you a different isomer, and one form will be alpha form, the other form will be beta form. The alpha form rotates the plane polarized light to the right, and beta form rotates the plane polarized to a certain degree, which is seen as 119 and 18 degrees. So both of them, if kept, they give rise to 53 degrees. So that was the result of that was the way we saw how the tautomerism, tautomerism in glucose existed. Now, our concern will be how this glucose forms a 6-membered ring as well as a 5-membered ring. Okay, so you can see that the 6-membered ring is about 99%, and we call it as alpha plus beta. Both forms are there, and you have to draw the structure in which you will find that it exists with an oxy linkage like this. Oxygen is linked, right? So you start numbering from 1 here. For example, let me just start this as 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So carbon atom 1 is linked by means of an oxygen. Carbon atom 1 is linked by means of an oxygen to carbon atom 5. Here you have 5. Okay. So 1,5 linkage gives rise to pyranose form. 1,5 linkage gives rise to pyranose form. What is this 1,5 linkage? This is this 1,5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Fifth carbon atom is being linked by means of an oxygen like this. So you will get a O there. Therefore, to draw a proper structure, you have to go to cyclic structure. In some cases, what happens is it doesn't happen like just 1,5 linkage. Here, you will get 1,4 linkages. You get 6 here, you get 5 here, you get 4th carbon atom here, 3rd carbon atom here, 2nd carbon atom here, 1st carbon atom here. And you can see that the 1st carbon atom and 4th carbon atom are linked by means of an oxygen there. 1st and 4th are linked by means of an oxygen. So therefore, we call it as 1,4 linkage and we call it as 1,5 linkage. Now you need to remember 1,5 linkage gives rise to pyranose form. This is an important point. We give marks only for important points. 1,5 linkages result in the formation of pyranose form. 1,4 linkages result in the formation of furanose form. And that comes to about 1% of the overall. So you have got very less amount of the furanose form. You can see this point here. The 6-membered cyclic form is generally referred to as the pyranose form, and the 5-membered cyclic form is referred to as the furanose form. Closure of the ring creates a chiral center. What is a chiral center? Chiral center means, you have a carbon atom with 4 different groups. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and 4. In fact, it is an asymmetric carbon atom. Symmetry means similar, same crowd. Asymmetric means, it is not symmetric. Chiral structure at the C1 resulting in 2 diastereoisomers. We are going to see how diastereoisomer and stereoisomer in that stereoisomer section. Sometimes they are called as isomers, and you have got the alpha and beta forms, right? So the sugar exists in equilibrium between their open chain and the cyclic structure. But most importantly, it has been proved by so many reactions that it does not exist in the open chain structure. Why? Because in the open chain structure, you get a reaction due to CHO. Okay, where you do not get reaction due to CHO. CHO is not converted into aldonic acid or gluconic acid. There is no free CHO group. If there is no free CHO group, it is definitely cyclic structure. Now, this has if they ask you to establish the structure of glucose, you have to write these 5 points. Molecular weight of the glucose is C6H12Y6. This is established by so many methods. In this third year, you are going to do molecular weight determination by Rast method. So there you will get molecular weight as carbon 6 means 6 into 12, 72 plus 12, hydrogen 12. 6 oxygen means how much is oxygen? 1696. Okay, you have to add them up, you will get molecular weight. So by molecular weight, we establish that the monomer of glucose has the structure of that. Then you have to establish it has got a C double bond group. For that, you do oxygen reaction. Also, we saw one test called as the phenyl hydrazine, where you get thiazide carbazide or osazone formation. Oxime or osazone formation is a proof that oxygen or ozone formation is a proof that the glucose has got an open chain structure with C double bond O keto group. Then we saw how the glucose formed pentacetate with acetic anhydride. Formation of 5 pentahydroxide gave rise to 5 OH groups. And then the 4th one is the oxidation. We suggested the formation of aldonic acid and gluconic acid. We have seen how it is split. This suggests the formation of a asymmetric carbon also. And then the reduction by means of the hydrogen iodide and phosphorus. This is also used, but usually hydrogen iodide and phosphorus gives very good results, and that gave rise to an hexane. So we say there are 6 carbon atom chain, therefore the glucose has got a 6 carbon atom structure like this. Okay. Now coming back to this, the structure is again repeated. So you can go to same structure is same. So just I'll draw another structure, another slide. So here is the structure. This gives rise to, you can see here, you see this the Furanose forms there, how it is coming there. You've got a cyclic structure, Pyranose form. It goes through the open chain form, and then you get a Furanose form. Now it is obtained by means of I think that the structure is not coming. Again, the same thing is coming there. Just wait. I am just trying to paste. Here it is. You can see the mechanism there. How this is the D-glucose open chain form. You have got the third one on the left side, OH, and then you have got this. It can rotate. Straight chain forms glucose is in equilibrium with the cyclic 6-member ring. And that is what I told you, that there is a fifth carbon atom here. It makes a link by means of a bond. இது ரொம்ப லென்த்தியா இருந்தா பெருசு பாண்ட் எல்லாம் மாதிரி எல்லாம் ஒன்றும் கிடையாது, ரெப்ரசன்டேஷனுக்காக அப்படி போட்டிருக்கோம். பட் ஆக்சுவலா இந்த பாண்ட் பாத்தீங்கன்னா, இந்த பாண்ட் இல்லையா, இந்த பாண்ட் பாத்தீங்கன்னா இந்த பாண்ட் தான் அது. திஸ் இஸ் தட் பாண்ட். ஓகே, ஸ்மால் பாண்ட் தான் அது. But here for representation it is given like this. So you can see this D-glucose is linked by means of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 1,5 linkages is there. The 6-member ring form of sugar is called as the pyranose with the reference to pyran. This is the pyran. Okay, interconversion between open chain to closed form of molecule is called the ring chain tautomizon. This is the pyranose form. You have seen that pyranose exists in the most 99% of the form. Here is another structure in which you are going to see the Furanose form. This one. Pyran is 5-membered ring. Furan is 6-membered ring. Here you can see again. I am just going to point out this number of groups: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In this, you see that 4th carbon atom OH is linking to the first carbon atom. Now you can compare it here. This is 1,5. This is 1,4. Called as linkage. So you can write in your essay that 1,4 linkage results in the formation of the Furanose structure. Okay, so here it is. Why it is called as the Furan? Because it resembles the Furan relatively. 5-membered sugar rings are really called as the Furanose. So you can remember pyran looks like this, and it is called as the pyranose. Furan looks like this, and it is called Furanose. Okay. Pyranose and Furanose are cyclic structure of glucose. This is about 90%, and this is about 5%. Or sometimes this is about 99%, and sometimes it is about 1%, 3%. This is 1,4 linkage, and that one is the 1,6 linkage. So we have established how it is connected like this. And the beauty with this pyranose structure is that it can be written like this pyran is equivalent to, why? Because you have got 2 hydrogen atoms at every place. 2 hydrogen atoms at every place. Okay, so this gives rise to a ring strain. This gives rise to ring spine. Therefore, it takes up this kind of structure. Chair structure, and you can put oxygen here. Okay, so you can have like this. I'll put oxygen here. I'll put oxygen here, and one more COH. So we saw how 4 OH on the same side gave rise to all the 4 hydrogen OH, 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 OH. This is the alpha form, and this existed in an equilibrium form, in which we wrote like this. Here you get OH, here you will have H, here you will have OH, here you will have H, and this will be the same, and this will just change. Only this is changed. Okay, therefore it becomes a beta form. Okay, so alpha form to beta form. Alpha D glucose, beta D glucose. What is the other way you can have? Alpha L glucose, beta L glucose. These are all isomers. Again, I would like to remind how you got this D and L forms. DL. This is known as relative configuration. Relative configuration. Why? Because we derived it from CHO, COH, CH, and CH2OH. Because OH is on the right, it is called as the D-glycerol. Next isomer is CHO, COH, and H. And here you have a CH2OH. This is L isomer. Okay, this is D isomer. Now you will have OH on the left side. Okay, so you have to compare the last CH2OH and the carbon atom just before last CH2. Just before last. So this and this, you are going to call it as a relative configuration. And this alpha is dependent on this. Alpha is dependent on this. Beta is also dependent on this. Alpha and beta are measured. They are also isomers, measured optically by optical rotative disruption. Measured optically. Alpha and beta are measured optically. And they are called as the anomers. Okay. This D and L forms are called as the isomers. This D and L form are called the isomers. You can even call it as the relative configuration. And you will have, you will call them as isomers, diastereoisomers, diastereomers, etc. Okay. So we have today seen the overall structure of this is given by this particular formula called as the Haworth structure. So he used this formula of Haworth structure. That is, we first write this glucose like this, C double bond O and H, and we write like this, 2, 3, 4, CH2OH. Okay, if the OH is on the right side, then it is a D form. Okay, if you will have OH on the left side, and then you will have OH on the right side. H, H, H. Okay, I just number it like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. Now I am going to show you this 1,5 linkage. The first carbon atom is linking with the fifth carbon atom. Okay. So because it is linked, this entire thing, just I am putting it like this, is a simple bond. That this thing bonding brings it like this. And the first carbon fifth bend ஆகும்போது first ல இருந்து fifth அப்படியே bend ஆகும்போது அப்படியே வந்து இது வந்து cyclic structure மாறும். Cyclic structure மாறும். Okay, because each atom is having two carbon atoms. This will have boring. Every day he comes. No, that's really now this results in the ring strain. Okay, and forms a structure like shear form. So you will have OH, 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 H. Okay. H, H, H here, H here. And this is first carbon atom, second carbon atom, third carbon atom, fourth carbon atom, fifth carbon atom. Here also you will have one H and OH. Fifth carbon atom is linked by this OH goes 1, 2, 3, 4. This OH goes and links with this, and this is called as the 1,5 linkage. 1,5 linkage இருந்துச்சுன்னா உங்களுக்கு என்ன வரும்? Alpha form வரும். D glucose alpha form. Okay, so it is now clear that we have seen the structure of glucose from. We establish this group first, and then we establish 5 hydroxyl groups, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hydroxyl groups, and then we establish 6 carbon atoms, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Write a long chain structure. Write a long chain structure, and then by means of 1,5 linkage, the ring becomes cyclic. If it is 1,5 linkage, it becomes pyranose form. If it is 1,4 linkage, it becomes furanose form. This is the summary. This is more than 98%, and this is more than 2%, sometimes 99%, sometimes 1%. And due to this ring strain, we write this structure like this in the cyclic form, that is in a boat or chair form. And then this is the final structure. This particular structure is called the Haber structure. Okay, you can go through this video again and find out what I have tried to explain. Okay, thanks for watching. Finish the lecture here. If you have any doubts, you can directly ask me in the group itself. You have got a group there. You can ask questions there. I'll be glad to help you. Thank you.